Hello everyone, how are we all? I hope you're safe and well. I am safe and I am well. However, again, I'm looking a little bit different today because I had a bit of an accident about 3 hours ago. I have cut my head open across there. You see that? I'll get a bit closer. Yeah. So yeah, I had a bit of an accident. I walked into the corner of a shelf, like a wooden shelf, and yeah, a lot of claret flowed. I didn't cry, although I did swear. Probably would make Gordon Ramsay blush. It did hurt though. So it was about 3 hours ago. So it sort of healed up a bit. My wife we tried to use steri strips to cut it, to, you know, keep it together. Luckily, our neighbour over there, she's worked in schools before, so she had to deal with a lot of playground incidences. So she came round, and of course she heard all the loud noises I was making because I sort of did it behind that wall. She come round and helped us, so thank you very much, Claire. We tried the old steri strips. Jules cut my hair to try and make it stick, but so if there's any piece of advice from this video, steri strips do not work on heads with hair on them. So I now look like Friar Tuck for a bit. That's fine, you know. I've got a good story behind it. Probably only the older viewers will know who Friar Tuck was. He was the friar in Robin Hood. It makes me want to watch Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves now tonight, you know, with Kevin Costner. Great. Oh, and Morgan Freeman was in it as well. Yeah. Great film. Anyway, yeah, I was just doing some DIY, sort of the other side of this wall, because basically the back of the garden's there and the fence is there. And the annoying thing with the dogs, I do love them, but they are annoying. What happens is on the other side of that wall there, that I'm pointing at, that wall, is our raised flower bed. And they run up to the sort of raised flower bed and look over the top of the fence that's probably about a metre back from that, and they can see the neighbour's cat asleep on the shed. And it's just doing my head in because I get up really quite early and I let them out for a wee and then I feed them, but they just run out there, and the cat was out there and they bark, brr, 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 brr. And I know I'm going to get complaints from the neighbours because of my dogs. So I had the great idea of just extending the fence upwards by about a foot. So when the doggy's up there looking, he can't see because the fence is in the way. Anyway, the fence turned out beautifully. I finished it, and I was just coming back round the outside of this place because there is a metre gap all the way around here where I store all my junk. Tons of car parts there, and I've got some shelves on that wall there on the other side, and I just turned the corner and I went bosh like that and banged it. Anyway, right, so yeah, I'm okay. I'm having a bit of wine purely for medicinal purposes only, but what I want to talk to you about today is these vents, right? So on the RS, this is obviously quite a key feature, yeah? It's in the front wings, I'll show you in a bit. But there is actually something you need to do to them, because they obviously are original Porsche parts, yeah? And you've obviously got to have them because you've got holes in the wings. But there is a couple of bits and bobs you need to do to them before you can fit them to your kit car. So that's what I'm going to do. So I have, let's turn this, I've jacked the car up. You can't really see it. Yeah, there you go. I've even taken the wheel off for you guys. I've taken the wheel off. I only did this morning, but then of course I banged my head and it's got delayed. But anyway, so I'm just going to show you how it all sort of works and what you need to do. All right. So when you get your wings and all that, don't try and do this before they're fitted because it's just not worth it. But chances are your wings will be, these holes will be cut out for you. I can't quite remember when I did the white car. I think they were, but I think I had to cut them out myself on this one. Doesn't matter though, because the fiberglass is like, if this is all sort of sealed up, it's very easy to cut it out because the fiberglass will be below the lip. Yeah, so you just sort of like cut it out and then carefully file it all back so it all looks good. You know, leave a nice sort of a lip there, a thick lip, you know, for sort of strength, etc, etc. But yeah, you've got that, and you just need to make it look good. Yeah, I mean, your body shop, when you go to the paint shop, they will finish it off, but yeah, not a lot to it really. But on the vents right now, these are original parts. Now when I did the white car, I managed to get them second hand. Well, I got them off eBay. They look pretty new to me, to be fair. However, couldn't find them this time round. And they're actually quite reasonably priced from Porsche. It's just one of those things, you know, for these cars, you'll be able to get loads of parts off eBay, but some will just be rare as hen's teeth, so to speak. So, like, you know, for example, these lights, there's loads on there for these lights, etc, etc. However, these don't come up very often. But from Porsche, brand new, they're about 140 quid, and I couldn't believe it. So this time around I bought 2 brand new ones, and yeah, job done. You know, it's one of those things, you need to get it, so just get it, sort of thing. However, on these, right, what you'll find is when you get it out of the nice big box that Porsche give you, there'll be a lot more sort of plastic on here than it is currently here, because that's the way they come. However, what you need to do is you need to get rid of some of that, because it won't fit in the same way that the standard, the original does, right? Now, at the end of the day, the plastic you need to get rid of, what you'll see is when you open it up, you'll have a lip of plastic going along here at sort of, I think it's almost right angles. Yeah, it will be right angles. You can see this little bit here, right? It's going up like that. That will be a lot higher. The annoying thing is for us and our kits, we can't fit it like that, so you have to get rid of it, right? It's not a problem, you know, you just need to be careful when you grind it away. And then when you look at actually how this thing is fitted together, it's actually quite ingenious engineering, if you ask me, but I am easily pleased. If you look here, these fins, right, they're all numbered. So that's number 9, number 8, blah, 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 blah. So what I've done both times is I've taken these fins out, so you end up with sort of just a L-shaped big hole. And the way the fins come out is, you see there's a little tabs here, right? So what you want to do, I think, because you need to get rid of all this lip here, is take all the fins out, because what you don't want to do is get your power file. Now, if I'll talk about the old power file, actually. Where is it? Here it is. Whenever you do a kit car, you need one of these bad boys. They are so good. I've done 3 cars, and every time in the kit car magazines, I've done 3 cars, there's been 6 features, sort of like a during a build and final build sort of thing. And they always ask me at the end, what's your favourite tool? And I always say the power file, because it is so good. I've probably owned about 6 of these now over 10 years, because they do wear out. But yeah, these are brilliant. eBay, no more than 40 quid. But they are so good for filing down stuff, right? You get, I mean, look, I've got like, well, when I first got the car, yeah, I had all of these power belt files, just power belts just hanging up there, yeah, in different grits and all that, because I use so many of them. And because you need to grind out or cut out a lot of the holes, the old power file is fantastic. Anyway, right, so you need the old power file. Shut that in. Oh god, it's heavy. Right, but what I suggest you do is take all these fins out first, because what you don't want to do with your power file is file away some of these sort of like these catches. So that's the best thing to do, right? And you need to file it down almost to flush, yeah? I mean, you can see what I've done here, yeah? It's pretty much flush. It's not perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. but you need to do that, right? Now, the reason for this is because the way it sort of fits in here, it's, let me put the old, oh, I can't do it. But basically, the vent will fit on the underside of this and actually glue. Part of it will glue to this bit where my finger is, right? Down there. The thing is you have to get rid of that lip, otherwise it won't fit in. What you need to remember is with these kits, right, the fiberglass is a lot thicker, like the panels, like the thickness here is a lot thicker than the production car, right? I mean, just look at this here, right? And let me open this up. On a real car, it would not be that thick, right? But it has to be that thick with fiberglass, otherwise it would just, you know, fall apart, yeah? So we need, when we take real parts, we need to adjust them ever so slightly. Okay, I'm going to start another video because this one's 6 minutes long, blimey. Okay, so we've talked a lot about this hole and the vents, right? Another couple of things that you should be aware of is obviously you're going to have this, oh, what's that? That's the aircon tube, right? That's going to be potentially in the way. Don't worry, it doesn't get in the way of the vent, but it's something you need to sort of contend with when you're actually fitting it up. I actually spray them black with sort of like high temperature paint because you can, in theory, see them through it. So, I mean, and as you know, as you can look down here, I love blacking it all out, you know, trying to make it look new because that's just the way I am. But effectively, when you fit these up, right, and don't do it until obviously your car's painted, but you do need to do this before it's painted to make sure they fit. At the end of the day, the bits where you stick them, oh, I forgot to say, in order to take all of these vents out, yeah, you need to undo those two screws as well, which will then release this sort of bit of plastic here. That'll come out, and then you can release those vents there. You can see the little tags are sort of being trapped by that bit. So you take that bit off, that's fine, and then you'll be able to get rid of all the vents, and you'll have the big sort of open L shape that will enable you to trim down that bit. Anyway, the way it fits in, it literally does just fit inside there, and it tucks, you see, up against this bit here, the return of the arch, yeah? However, when you actually stick them, you can see, oh, I'll put it over here. You've got this tab here, and you've got this tab here. So you want to put some bond along there, some bond along there, and that effectively then will stick to underside there, underside there, and then you want to put some bond sort of along here and load it up a bit, right? So it's because you've got a bit of depth there, so you know, nice big fat load of bond there. However, when you do that, what you need to bear in mind is you're going to need to be able to get your arch liner underneath it, yeah? So what I suggest you do is when you're bonding it in, you put it in, you bond it in, you use the you know, the sticks with the zip ties to pull it towards this, and I'll do another video on the grills, right? But that'll effectively be the same thing. You literally put a, you've got the vent there, and then you do a zip tie around one of the slats, and you have a big stick across here covered in cloth so it doesn't damage the new paint, and that just pulls it and while the glue sets, yeah? However, when you're doing that, what you want to make sure is you still got a gap. So you see where my finger goes, right? Imagine you've got the arch liner that will tuck in here. You want to make sure you've still got like a 2mm gap, so that once that's all dried, you can get your arch liner in, right? And the easiest thing is you'll have tons of offcuts, yeah? Just have a piece of, put your vent in, slide in an offcut that just goes all the way around to create the gap, let it set, pull the thing out, and then you'll have the gap. All right. So there you go. I've just lobbed that in. That literally took like 3 seconds to put in, right? But you can see here, you know, it moves around, yeah? So you're going to be gluing it there and wherever the other bit was. There's a bit there, the bit there, and a bit there, yeah? And you can see how it just follows down this contour. And if you can imagine, you on the other side, on the further down on this bit, you'll have a bit of glue, right? And you'll be using your sticks to basically, and zip ties, to pull that to the edge of the arch, like that. And you'll be pulling it up here, you'll be pulling up here. It's quite, what's the word, malleable or flexible. So, you know, you want to get it sort of in line like that, okay? And you'll use your sticks and it'll keep it in place there, and you pull that to there. But at the end of the day, I don't think I've got a piece. There you go. This is your arch liner stuff, yeah? Imagine you've got a strip like that, probably about that big, all right? While this bit sets, you want to just stick that in there, so you've got a gap. Yeah, you can see it moves about, yeah? But you want to stick a small piece of the plastic arch liner stuff in there, leave it in there while the glue sets, and then when it's set, just pull it out, and then when you put your real arch liner in, it'll be all good, yeah? And you'll be able to mount it. Because what you don't want to do is not be able to mount your arch liner, because the arch liner relies on being able to be tucked in the underside of that. So that's it, really. But, you know, they make the car, especially, you know, they're black. Your car will be white or blue or green, and they really stand out, and they're fantastic. I mean, I've done a video on the arch liners where I put a grill in here, so you can sort of see through, but not too much. I think that's quite a nice touch. But yeah, there you go. So I hope that helped someone and you guys. Yeah, oh God, look at my head. I'm just gonna now go and have some dinner. I think we've got paella tonight, which is very nice. Yeah, I think I deserve it after being in the wars. But anyway, take care. See you later. See you on the next video. Bye-bye.